Welcome back. We're here with Chef Michael Johnson. He is the executive chef for LSU Athletics. Today we're cooking up something a little unique for Louisiana and something that a lot of people are familiar with, but may not exactly know how to tackle in the kitchen.
Yeah,
so
well,
tell me what we're doing today.
It definitely has a business end to it, that's for sure. You know, when we cook gator at the Nutrition Center, it's about kind of celebrating our heritage, right? And so the gator is, not a lot of people know this, but it's very lean, you know, and it's got a lot of protein. It's high in protein, so it's a viable source for food, and they taste good too. The legs taste a little bit like turkey, but then you kind of get pork tones from the tail as well. Yeah.
A lot of folks that think about alligator meat think there's only one way to cook it, and that's, you know, fried gator bites, and that's only the tail meat.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people go gator hunting, they're thinking about going after the biggest gator they can find. But right here, this is a more manageable way for somebody to do this at home, and what we're gonna actually do is smoke this entire gator. So there's a lot going on here. Walk us through how we're gonna smoke this and how much time we need to do this.
Well, you know, you can smoke this in a couple of hours, but the reason I like the smaller gators is because it's young, and the meat is tender. So the ideal situation for smoking a gator for me is this gator's been brined overnight, so salt instead of sugar, I use honey. The idea is that you're pulling some of the liquid out of the gator and you're putting some of the salty liquid back into the gator, right? And what that does is during the cooking process, the salt helps retain moisture. So, you know, it is a lean meat.
It's gonna make it juicier.
Right, that's right. It's gonna hold the moisture in. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna salt rub it.
So this is salt, and what else?
So this is
paprika?
Salt. It has some cayenne pepper in it. It has leek powder. It has shallot powder, and some Calabrian chili peppers. Obviously kosher salt as well.
Here, I'll help you.
We want a nice good coating on it.
Yeah, this has got me got the gears turning for me. I have a smoker at home, and I've never attempted something this exotic, but I think I think
that looks good. And the idea here is that we're going to put it on the smoker first with just the rub. What's going to happen here is the heat rises over here, comes across the top of the gator and out the chimney. And so for a while here, we're just going to let him smoke dry. And then after about an hour, we're going to come out here and baste him so that he doesn't dry out too much.
So after an hour, it's got a little bit of a crust going.
That's right.
I'm thinking this is similar to smoking ribs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just, you know, you want to get a nice good spread on it.
Tell me again what's in this?
This is Calabrian chilies, garlic, minced garlic, and olive oil.
It smells delicious.
It tastes quite good, yeah.
We're putting it suntan lotion on.
That's right.
I gotta say, when I thought about this at first, I wasn't so sure about it. I didn't think it was gonna look the most appetizing, but it actually looks pretty good right now.
It smells good, huh?
Yeah. It's
kind of interesting, not that it's matterful or anything, but as it cooks, this mixture kind of darkens up.
Yeah.
And it has like a texture to it. It actually kind of mimics what the skin of a gator looks like when it comes off. It'll darken up with the smoke. So I do this, I just kind of drizzle the oil over the top of it and blot it. I want to be careful not to knock too much of the seasoning off. But it's holding its texture well, and you can see that garlic and chili is kind of cooking to it. And if I drizzle the oil into the garlic and chili, it kind of holds it on the top of the gator and slowly drips down the side of it, which is really ideal as it cooks. It kind of just slowly oozes down the side, and it kind of maintains the basting by itself. When we put it on the smoker, we're going to put it on around 200 degrees. If it fluctuates 10 or 20 degrees, that's fine, but a lot of guys smoke at 250 degrees, you know, and above 220, and you're kind of taking the tenderness away from the meat. At the Nutrition Center, we will cook multiple gators. We'll have one that's you know, a presentation that we'll put in front of everybody and pick the meat from right in front of them, and then we will have 2 or 3 that have already been picked, and we'll put those into other types of dishes, maybe a sandwich, maybe a pasta dish, but.
So the total cooking time for this alligator to be smoked for, you said, is about 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Temperature based.
Yeah, exactly.
You can cook it faster or slower. Tell me a little about when you would serve this to the students and the athletes, why you would serve it to them, and how do they receive it?
Well, you know, I think that one would think that we would serve this during the Florida game, but we try not to be gimmicky like that. You know, honestly, when we cook gator, for instance, last year after we won the championship, we came home and we cooked gator, and it wasn't about somebody that we defeated. It was about celebrating being Louisianans, and you know, we actually had a much better turnout for it than I thought we would. The reason we cooked it is not just because we're Louisiana and we're celebrating our culture, but it is a lean white meat and it's high in protein, so it has nutritional value to it. It tastes like chicken and it also tastes like pork, and it has pieces of it. You know, the dark leg meat, once it's smoked and cooked, it tastes a little bit like turkey. So it's an interesting creature and it's an interesting product to use. You put them all together and it's a delicious dish.
So if you're like me, anytime you see an alligator now, you're just going to look at it as a menu item and not so much a wild creature.
Absolutely.